This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
What is going on, guys? Jay Shy here with another video, and today's video is going to be an impressions video. I haven't done an impressions video in quite some time. It's been a long time since I did an impressions video, mostly because I feel like if I'm going to do an impressions about anything, I have to be really into it. And as you guys can see, one of the games I've recently been into was Ys VIII, Lacrimosa of Donna. I've been really into this game, and I figure I'd talk about it. And I figure I'd talk about it mostly because it blew my expectations out of the water. I think that also has something to do with the fact that, as you guys know, I don't watch reviews, I don't watch trailers, I just don't watch them. Mostly because I feel like they show us too much nowadays, to the point where it kind of ruins any expectations that we have of the game. Because I had no expectations, I find myself really attached to this game. Nowadays, whenever I go out and find a game, it's usually because I'm gravitated towards either its music, its art design, or sometimes I'll see a game in the store, I'll look at the back of the box, and sometimes I'll buy it like that. But so much is out there on the web that it just kind of ruins things. So I tend to stay away from those kind of things, like reviews and nowadays they do like 1 hour gameplays or something like that. Like, you kind of ruin like the first half and you kind of have an idea of what the game is. I don't do any of those things, so I'm really attached to this game right now. The game sort of feels like a homage to like the PlayStation 1 like Star Ocean game, Second Story, if you guys have never played that, or like one of those old Tri-Ace games like Valkyrie Profile. It reminds me of those kinds of games, those PS1 RPGs, or RPGs where they told very, very great stories. Those are kind of hard to find nowadays because, I guess, because RPGs are so expansive and so big. A lot of times like directors or writers don't write as much stuff in their RPGs, but sometimes you get lucky. And I feel like I got lucky with this one. This game tells a pretty neat story. I'm gonna do my best to not spoil anything because I don't do reviews because I'm not good at them. I'm not good at reviewing a game. I'm good at giving my impressions on a game right now. Well, for as long as I've been doing impressions. I am about 41 hours into Ys VIII, and I feel like I'm at the final dungeon. I think I'm at the final dungeon right now because there's this final dungeon is more intricate. There's more walk paths, and now there's like blocked off paths where you kind of have to work your way back down through the dungeon and work around to build bridges to unlock new paths, and there's like sub-bosses that unlock doors. So I'm like, this feels like a final dungeon to me. But anyway, the game's story it starts off kind of cliche. You're the main character that is from other Ys games, because I've played 3 other Ys games, and it's the same guy. And this time, he's like trapped on an island with a group of people that were on a ship. Like, it's been demolished by a monster. I'm not gonna reveal it. You guys can probably go see it or go play it. But it's destroyed by a monster, and they wash up ashore to this island. The game, when it starts off, you're kind of like, okay, so I'm just trapped on this island. I didn't know what it's about, but now that I've worked my way through the game has base building. It has like sieges, like monsters will attack your base, so you have to build like certain defenses to keep your base up. And it also builds an economy within your base, because the more people you rescue on the island builds like kind of like a village. I did not expect that at all in this game. I just expected to play an RPG, an action RPG where I run around an island. I didn't expect any of this. And I think that is where my expectations came into play, because I had zero, because I knew nothing of the game. I just knew it came out. I didn't know anything what the game was about. I didn't watch reviews, I didn't watch trailers, I didn't watch anything about this game. I just got it because a coworker of mine let me borrow it, and I ended up buying it from him. And I was like, because I like the game, and I was like, can I have it, you know? But you do the base building, but then there's like action-oriented combat, and it plays like any other Ys game where there's combos and there's dodging mechanics, and then there's other mechanics of you switching party members. That's where the Star Ocean thing came in. But I'm not talking about like the new Star Ocean. It almost feels like a Tales game, maybe like a low-budget Tales game. No, it feels like a blend of Tales games and like I said, Star Ocean. But all the characters are interesting, and I think that's what makes it even better. Because I'm into the mystery of the island that they're on, I'm even more interested in the characters, because the characters feel like they were written by a group of individuals who have written characters for PS1 RPGs. They're really in depth. The way they talk, the way they communicate with one another, the way they care about one another, everything is there. It's like a full package. Like, even when, like, there is a couple of scenes where I kind of got a little choked up, because certain characters are revealing things about their past, even though when I've reached a point where I'm like, I like this character, and they reveal something about themselves, and you kind of just be like, wow, you know, that's pretty sad. The writing for this game is done very, very well. One of the things that weirds me out, though, is that so the main character is supposed to be a silent protagonist, but he has a voice actor, so he talks on occasion, but he does like little things, like he'll say hey or hi, or he'll say what's wrong. But he does it so sporadically, you expect him to be silent, because you select what you want him to say a lot of times, and then your village mates will respond to that. They also have like bars where you can build up relationships with them and how much they trust you and stuff like that. And I don't really know what that's for. All I really notice is the more relationships you build with these characters, and their stars go up, they give you better items. But I think once it maxes out, that's it. You can't really do anything else for them. I've gotten to that point where I'm pretty much maxed out my whole village. It's almost done. I think I'm at the point where I'm about to get all the final weapons for all the characters. So that's pretty cool. Every single character, that's another thing that's cool about this game. So there is kind of like stores, like people will build shops, but instead of enemies dropping money, because you're on a deserted island that has a ton of mystery on it, your currency is like items that you find in the wild. So people will help you create new armor and weapons through crafting things that you find out in the wild. And there is a merchant who, instead of buying things from her, you trade like items for equal value. So if you need a coconut to build like a meal for something, you trade them like a rare mango or something like that, which I thought was pretty neat. I was like, oh, this is cool. And you can also do something that is called trading down, where you take one of your rare items and you trade it for a bunch of little items of rare things that you might need to build something new. So I thought that was pretty cool and interesting. The story is, how do I explain this? It's well done to the point where I'm continuously playing it. I will say this: at first, you're kind of like, it's a survival story. It's a survival, you have to get off this island, sure. And then like somewhere there's like this big like hook, and I don't want to tell you what it is because I don't want to give you guys spoilers, but there is a hook with the other character that's on the case of the cover, because there's two characters. There's Adol and there's another character called Donna, and there's a hook with that character Donna, where I'm not going to spoil it because I want you guys to experience it, or you guys can go ahead and play it for yourself. But when I got to that hook part, I was impressed. I was like, I did not expect this out of this game. I am really enjoying this a lot. And like I said before, I think one of the main reasons why I'm enjoying this game so much is because I know nothing about it. I think a lot of my viewers and other gamers should probably do this. It's like a lot of times I know that we're afraid that we're gonna get a game that's very, very, very bad. But I think you should trust your gut, and when you trust your gut, you'll land into something pretty good. Sometimes you'll have some duds. I haven't had one yet because I based all my gaming pickups based off of like cover art. So I kind of have like a gut feeling that it's gonna be good or I'm gonna enjoy it. But other than that, all the characters that you play as, one of the combat mechanics of the game is pretty cool. It kind of runs with the Fire Emblem mechanic where the sword is stronger than the axe, and the axe is stronger than the spear, and the spear is stronger than the sword. So there's kind of like that try thing going on where you have somebody that does slash damage, which is Adol and Donna. Those two do slash damage. Then you have the other characters. Two of them do which is called pierce damage, which does major damage to aerial enemies in the sky. And you have the other ones that do smash damage, I think it's called, where they're heavy hitters. They can break through shields and stuff like that. And then there's like the mechanics of every character having like an ultimate attack, which is really, really cool to watch. Like I love watching it because they'll do their ultimate attack and then you'll see their portrait like pop up on screen. And I was like, this game reminds me of Star Ocean. Like it has that Star Ocean vibe to me. I would not be surprised if a bunch of people who worked on like Tri-Ace games or like Legend of the Dragoon or like all those old PS1 RPGs like Lunar and stuff like that, or Lufia, worked on this game. Like they all now work at Falcom and they're working on this game because I couldn't help but feel like I was just like, I'm having one of the best gaming RPG nights right now. And I haven't had one of these in a long time. So I felt the need to talk about this game. There's the story aspect, there's the combat aspect, and then there's like exploration. So exploration is really, how do I say this? There's pros and there's cons. So there's exploration to the point where it's fun to run around the island and discover something new, but sometimes you'll run into an invisible wall, which is stupid, to a point where you know you need to go, but then like it's like the game is telling you, no, you can't do it this way. And it's like, well, I'm clearly jumping there, but you're not letting me go because you just don't want me to go. I have to find another way, but I can clearly run this way, and it's just like, no, we don't want you to do it that way, we want you to do it another way. And it's kind of like, that's frustrating. Another thing about exploration is that there is some points of exploration where I feel like it's just filler. That's about it. Because like sometimes you can do what is called night raids, where you wait at a campsite and you wait until it's night. You change the timing till it's night because it's up to you. Where it's night and you do what is raids. And what I've noticed is like sometimes I'll do them if I have to get like a specific item to craft something new, but they're not really necessary. But you can do that if you want like a change of pace or if you want to do a little bit of grinding. I did some grinding here and there. I'm still doing some grinding. The game is on right now. I just decided to make this video. And to make the game easier for people who don't have a lot of time, which I am very pleased that they did, is that they added like kind of waypoints for you to find what you need to find. Sometimes I'll ignore it and I'll try to explore the world and find what I need to find, but it's a lot harder because it's a giant island. So you always have an icon that tells you where you need to go. And I know a lot of times we as RPG gamers don't like that. We like to explore everything, we like to see everything. But the game does a good job of telling you the vicinity of where it is, but not telling you where it is, unless you put a waypoint on it. Which was helpful, it was great. Like sometimes, like there was a character I didn't know that I could rescue, because I didn't know that she was over there. And I was just kind of running around and I just randomly ran into a cutscene, and I was like, oh, cool, you know, like when you have those moments, they're great, but when you know where there's something there and you just can't find it, you're just running around, you're like, I know it's here, where is it? Nothing's happening. Sometimes the waypoint is telling you it's here, you just have to do it another way. And then sometimes I would go into a cave, and then the cave would lead into this giant labyrinth dungeon, and then I'll come out the end where I get to where I need to get to. So that's a cool part. Like I said, there's pros and there's cons. Other than that, I don't think there's nothing much really else to say about the game. Is that I enjoy it. I'm not gonna grade the game on like a scale, like a 1 through 10 or anything like that. I guess I would say it's worth it or it's not. I definitely think it's worth it. Definitely to the max. I would definitely tell you guys, if you guys are interested in this and you guys want to play something new, a new RPG, don't miss this one. It's pretty fun. I'm having a great time. I haven't had this much fun with the RPG in a long time. I would definitely try and grab it as soon as possible because people are scalping it right now. Like it's getting really expensive for no reason. Well, I think the reason is because there wasn't a lot of copies produced of the game, so it's really hard to find. From what I know, Ys games are not really out there like that. But I mean, it's on like 3 different consoles right now. I think it's on PS Vita, PlayStation 4, and the Nintendo Switch. So I think it's hard to find on the PS4, I think, and the Vita, but you can find it on the Switch anywhere, I think. Hopefully, I think you can, but definitely, guys, go ahead, try this game out. I'm recommending it for sure. You know, if I didn't like something, I would let you guys know that it's not that great, but go ahead and try it. Anyway, that's it for my impressions video. I didn't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to say what I needed to say and get it out. So until next time, guys, I'll see you guys. Peace.